lunch is a really challenging meal on the trail. You don't want too small.
I'm hungry.
And you don't want too big.
I could use a nap.
Most of the time eating lunch, you're going to be out on the trail. You're going to be between campsites in the middle of a hike, and it can't take forever. In this video, I'm going to show you my top 4 backpacking lunches. Most of them are cheap. Most of them, well, some of them, one of them is nutritious. So specifically, lunches are going to be a little bit smaller portions than dinners. I've done a separate video on 3 cheap and easy backpacking meals that are specifically for dinners. You can find a link right up here. If you're out on one of those trips where you're crushing miles, coming in at number 4 is the meal for you. It's quick and it's very nutritious. It's the Green Belly Meals to Go. Now, these are not cheap. They come in at about $8 after shipping, but they have 650 calories and are very balanced in nutrition. All right, so these come in 5 different flavors. You can see this is the spiced caramel apple. They also have mango cashew coconut, dark chocolate and banana, peanut butter and apricot, and cranberry almond. So they come in this nice packet that can reseal. And you'll see that they are a very dense, very big bar. So they are soft, but it comes divided here where you can divide it into 2 if you don't want. This one has 695 calories. So if you need something very nutritious, this is a good one out while you're on those big mile hikes. I've never had this flavor before. It's pretty good. These are also very good if they're warm. So if it's a sweaty day and your food's warm, it warms up and it gets a little softer and it's nice. Now, I've heard other YouTubers say this is a perfect meal because you don't need water to cook it. Well, the problem is these are very dense and you're gonna need a lot of water to drink with it to get it down. On the Green Bellies to Go, I gave it only 1 of 5 stars for cost. They are $8. For ease, I got 5 stars. It weighs in at 5.5 ounces and it's ready to eat. For taste, again, it only got 1 star. It's not terrible, but it's not something you're going to look forward to. For nutrition, it got 5 stars. It's nutritionally balanced and has 600 to 700 calories for a total of 12 stars. Coming in at number 3 is a tuna wrap. You have your flour tortilla, you have your tuna creations. These come in several different flavors. Make sure that you try the flavor that you're going to use on the trail before you go backpacking, because tuna sriracha. I have a cheese stick. This is pepper jack cheese. Now, when you're out backpacking and it's warm out, these can get kind of nasty. So this isn't a meal that I would take when it's 80 or 90 degrees out. You grab a mayo packet and a mustard packet. Usually you can nab these from a fast food restaurant or a gas station. One of the issues with this meal is these tuna creations are only 80 calories and you want a high calorie meal. This mayo packet by itself is another 90 calories, and then you have your flour tortilla, your mustard, and your cheese. One of the other issues that I've had with this meal is you can get sick of them quick. Don't plan a backpacking trip where you're going to eat a tuna wrap for 5 or 6 days in a row. So for the tuna wrap, on cost I give it 4 stars since it is only $2. For ease, it gets 4 stars again. It's pretty easy, but there are 5 ingredients and it is a bit heavy. For taste, it gets 3 stars. They aren't bad, but you can get sick of them really easy. For nutrition, it gets 2 stars. There are 14 grams of protein. There are empty calories and not enough calories. So this comes in at 13 stars. Coming in at number 2 is no surprise to every backpacker and poor college student anywhere. Ramen noodles. If you don't know what ramen noodles are, welcome to 2020. We're in the middle of a plague and Donald Trump, yes, that Donald Trump is our president. Coming in at only $0.25, ramen noodles are very affordable. Now, typically I don't get my stove out for lunches because it takes too long. Typically with a freeze-dried meal, you have to wait for your water to boil, pour it in the pouch, wait another 10 to 12 minutes for it to rehydrate, then wait another 10 minutes for it to cool down to eat. Ramen noodles is much quicker. Get out your pot, put the brick of noodles into your pot, pour 500 milliliters of water in your pot, put it on the stove, and start heating it. So you're waiting for those noodles to get soft. You don't have to necessarily get a boil. And actually you can cold soak ramen noodles. So it'll only take probably 5 or 6 minutes for you to eat. Now, of course, ramen is nice when it's cool out. That nice warm broth heats up your system. But I also like it when it's warm out and I'm sweating a lot because that sodium helps me replenish. Now, that being said, ramen noodles aren't the healthiest option out there. They are 380 calories, but there's a lot of sodium and a lot of empty calories there. On the ramen noodles, of course, it got 5 stars for cost. Come on, man, it's only a quarter. For ease, I knock it down to 3 stars since you have to get out your pot and stove. For taste, it got 4 stars because they're pretty darn good. For nutrition, it got 2 stars, lots of sodium, not much protein. For a total of 14 stars. Okay, number 1, you've seen it on the outside of my pack. It's Doritos and beef sticks. Woo, buddy! That's right, you can have Doritos while backpacking. Delicious. So many of you may be wondering, how do you keep the Doritos from getting smashed, all the chips breaking? There's no room in my backpack. Well, the simple answer is don't put them in your backpack that first day. Tie them onto the outside in a Target bag, or what I do is I just put them on the top of my pack. I have a strap up here. Just carry them on the outside. The great part about having Doritos visible on the outside of your backpack is you walk by all sorts of backpackers who see it and they get super jealous. You see people going, oh, Doritos, or the little boy saying, Daddy, how come we can't have Doritos? You're a poor father. Okay, pro tip here. If you're bringing beef sticks backpacking, don't open the original package. You'll see that they're supposed to be refrigerated after opening. Now they'll last 2 or 3 days out on the trail, but if you open them in advance, I found out the hard way, they'll get gross and moldy. Doritos are the perfect backpacking meal. They're high in calories, they're high in sodium, and when you combine them with a beef stick, there's a lot of protein in there as well. When you bring beef sticks backpacking, make sure that you put 2 Ziploc bags around it at night. I've had mice get into my bear bag up on the tree, and once I accidentally left them in my backpack and they chewed a hole in my backpack. Okay, you may not be ready for the awesomeness of Doritos and beef sticks on the trail. You can work your way up though. You can start off with some goldfish and some jerky. Even though they're awesome, Doritos and beef sticks will get old if you try to have them every day for lunch for 5 days in a row. So switch it up, have a little bit of variety in your life. You may be wondering, how do you pack up the Doritos at night, put them up in a bear bag? Well, Doritos, most of this bag is full of air. So what I do is I bring a Ziploc bag, a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and simply put the Doritos in that bag and zip it up where it's airtight. And if you have a big enough bear bag, you can just shove them in there for the night. Now, if you don't have a big enough bear bag, that means you need to eat more Doritos. On the beef sticks and Doritos, the cost of the beef sticks increased the cost per meal to about $3, so I gave it 4 stars. For ease, I gave it 5 stars. Just rip open the bag and enjoy. For taste, 5 stars. Are you freaking kidding me? It's Doritos and beef sticks. Nutrition, well, 1 star. Who cares? It's delicious. A total of 15 stars. My go-to snacks while walking on the trail are M&Ms and disappointment, better known as trail mix, and Swedish fish. You can see from the 4 lunches that I talked about today that I struggled to find lunches that are both nutritious and things that I want to eat and that are tasty. I have a company that just sent me some samples where they promise to do just that. If it pans out and I like them, trust me, I'll tell you all about it. If you have any lunches that you suggest and think that I should try, tell me all about it. I'm open to new suggestions. Have you checked me out on Instagram and Facebook yet? And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification. Hey, there's no reason why you shouldn't eat well while you're backpacking. You're burning off those calories. Have some delicious food to eat with it. Thanks for coming along. Here's the good eats, and we'll see you out on the trail.